Hola, hola a todos y bienvenidos a otra edición de Guía de Juegos. En esta ocasión estamos jugando el juego NBA 2K 2014 entre San Antonio Spurs y los Miami Heat. Vamos a iniciar rápidamente el juego. Vamos a jugar solamente 2 cuartos del partido completo. Va a ser simulado para que puedan ver mejor las características de juegos y demás. Vamos a darle play a esto al tiro. Recuerden que este es un video para Guía de Juegos. Pueden suscribirse, comentar, dar like. Guía de Juegos.
Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It's the San Antonio Spurs going up against the Miami Heat. And now let's toss it over to Kevin Harlan with the rest of the 2K crew. I'll catch you at the break.
It's Saturday night and live on 2K Sports. We've got the excitement of the NBA for you tonight. Here alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, I'm Kevin Hart. And now we take a brief check at the matchups. Our starting five for both teams. First for the Spurs, Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And in the middle, out of Brazil, taken with the 28th pick back in 2008, the 6'11 pivot man, Thiago Splitter. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Duncan in at the 4 slot. And for the Heat, Chalmers and D-Wade are the guards. And playing at the 5, the always versatile 6'11 star big man, able to score inside and out, Chris Bosh. Then it's LeBron James, and it's Haslam in at the power forward.
You know, I thought San Antonio really was an outstanding team. Fun to watch. Excellent at both ends of the floor, but one statistical thing that stood out was they defended at a high level without committing a lot of fouls. That takes discipline and smarts.
It'll be the Heat off the tip. Now Chalmers. Backing down is LeBron. And there's the call on James. That is his first foul of the game. And Clark, as you said about that Spurs team, just a team that does not foul very often. Doesn't give away free points. And Steve, they led the league in fewest fouls last season.
Well, that's part of Greg Popovich's mantra. I mean, don't give up anything easy. You can't guard a free throw, obviously. You can't guard a fast break. So important for the Spurs to avoid fouls and take care of the basketball and be efficient offensively, and that helps their D.
Shot clock at 5. And that one's good. Parker's got the opening field goal of the game for the Spurs.
Well, you know, he's not a guy that's just going to settle for pulling up. When he has an opportunity, he's going to take it strong to the hoop.
Wade passes to Chalmers. He kicks to Bosh. Left side, Bosh. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2.
Well, you know, with LeBron James as the main post threat on Miami, the outside shooting touch of Chris Bosh fits perfectly to help them space the floor, and he continues to expand his range.
Now here's Parker. Outside Leonard. Back to Parker. Parker off the pick from Splitter. And Parker, here we go, gets it to go. We talk about Bosh in his shooting range. He's trying to develop a reliable three-point shot as well.
Well, it's happened. In the playoffs last year, he shot a lot of threes. It's kind of a function of the Miami offense, trying to provide floor spacing for LeBron and Wade. But in some ways, it takes Bosh away from what's made him good, too, the slashing and the ability to score around the basket.
And Doris Burke caught up with Coach Greg Popovich. Doris?
There are a lot of big names to deal with in this one, but perhaps none bigger than LeBron James. He told me planning for LeBron is a headache because he can do so much on the floor, saying there isn't a hole in his game. The only real way to slow him down is to get him working against himself. Physically, there is no answer for LeBron.
Thank you, Doris.
Well, this guy's an animal on the glass, Kevin. I mean, there may be some bigger and stronger rebounds in the NBA, but nobody plays with this kind of energy and zeal.
And something else he does that might not wind up in the stat sheet, but is still a big part of his game, his leadership defensively. Collectively, they're a much better team when he's on the floor.
And Duncan drops them both.
You know, part of being a championship team is having the talent first and foremost, but then managing the minutes of that talent. The Heat, I thought, did a nice job monitoring the minutes of the big three throughout the season and playoffs last year.
He feeds it to Green. Baseline jumper. San Antonio again missing. Parker's shot is off.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
LeBron kicks to Wade. Up high to stuff the alley.
You could see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make in a close game, a potential momentum builder.
Well, as you said, Clark, the big three in their prime, but really, you want them to just get their work in during the season, not exhaust themselves before they make it to the playoffs.
I thought, Kevin, along those lines, I thought by the end of last season, Miami was exhausted. And once you try to win a third title in a row, the emotional fatigue and exhaustion really becomes a factor. So this is going to be interesting to watch all year.
Now, here's Wade. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. The kick out to LeBron from the wing. Nice D from Leonard. For San Antonio, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Parker with another miss.
You just assume he's going to knock those down when he's as open as he was there.
Chalmers dishes to Haslam. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Haslam a screen on Green. Shot off the pick. Again, Dwayne Wade. Wade's got 6 points.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Leonard kicks to Duncan. Leonard passes to Duncan. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. It's Parker outside, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Matt Bonner, he's checked in for Splitter. DL comes in for Tim Duncan. Manu Ginobili's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Bellinelli in for Daniel Green. The Heat with the lead. And here is LeBron. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. It's Allen with the drive. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Well, it was a little bit of a surprise, guys, going into last season when Ray Allen signed a contract with the Heat. He took less money than the Celtics offered him. And no question about it, there was some anger from his former teammates in Boston when he left.
That free throw good from Allen. And Clark, for Ray Allen, I don't think joining the Heat was just about jumping on a winning bandwagon. I think there'd be some issues for him in Boston.
Well, there were a lot of rumors that he and Rajon Rondo didn't quite get along, and Allen wanted maybe a bigger role offensively. And in fact, you know, his minutes went down last season with the Heat, but he clearly fit in well. Came off the bench and really fit nicely with that shooting ability next to LeBron and Wade.
Now here's Parker. Dishes it to Bellinelli. Bellinelli off the pick from Bonner. Ginobili with the three, and the shot is good.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
Ginobili against LeBron. Allen. Backing him down. From 6 feet, and that's good for 2. 59 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Parker kicks to Bellinelli. Now the pass to Ginobili. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Ginobili's got 5.
The soft finger roll is just one of the many finishing moves he has in his bag of shot making.
Here's Cole. Allen outside for three. Shot is off.
Nobody near him. He'll normally make that one.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Parker kicks to Ginobili. Back to Parker. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. .15 seconds left to play here in the first. LeBron is screen on Parker. Anderson outside. It could go. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Heat lead by 1. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena.
Bueno, ha terminado el primer cuarto, ahora va a comenzar el segundo. Con este segundo tiempo, por así decirlo, terminaríamos el video. Recuerden que esto para Guía Megajuegos, pueden suscribirse, comentar, dar like y sugerir los juegos que quieren que subamos. Guía Megajuegos, saludos.
And the Spurs with possession. They trail by 1. Bellinelli passes to Parker. Kicks to Diaw. Fires from deep. Can't get it to go. The Heat go the other way with it. And for the Spurs on the road last season, they would still win 23 games in hostile territory. And while that is more than the 22, Steve, they won in the shortened season, they also lost a fair amount more as well.
Well, for the Spurs, Kevin, I think they did what they needed to do. You know, the Spurs manage the regular season. They know when to turn it on and when they can maybe relax a little bit. The big thing is they just want to stay near 500 on the road, protect their home court, and be healthy going into the playoffs, and that puts them in a good position.
Here's Parker following the basket by LeBron James. Parker kicks to Diaw. The dish now to Bellinelli. Clock at 6. The feed to Bottom. Spurs passing it around. Here's Diaw. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. The Heat leading by 3.
Talking about Chris Anderson, guys, the Birdman. We weren't sure if he was going to be able to fly last season, but he did latch on with a very good Miami Heat team who was in need of some help rebounding, which is his strength. He still can do that and block shots as well.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, guys, 2 straight titles in Miami since they decided to go small. Coach Eric Spoelstra said, quote, thinking conventionally that first season with LeBron, that was my biggest regret as a coach. I put LeBron in a box. LeBron was the small forward. That's what we knew. But after the Dallas series, we decided to start from scratch. We always talked about how versatile our team was, but we never thought about what that meant. We had to do away with convention. And guys, that started by playing LeBron at the 4.
And with his length and athleticism, he has all the tools. Doris, thank you. San Antonio making a switch here. Splitters checked in for Matt Bonner. Duncan comes in for Boris Diaw. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Green in for Bellinelli. Parker's shot is off. And the Birdman, a fan favorite from his days in Denver. The tattoos, his kinetic style of play, certainly drawing attention.
Well, he's an athletic presence inside at both ends of the floor. Defensively, he can slide his feet and block shots. And offensively, he's a guy who kind of hangs out on the weak side and finishes plays by catching and dunking.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And Chalmers kicks to Bosch. Allen outside. Feeds to Wade. He's against Green. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Wade seems to be slowing down just a touch, and the difficulty as you get older when you're not a great jump shooter, which Wade is not, is that the defenses will back off you. And that's the big challenge now for Dwayne Wade, adjusting to that newer style of defense that he's going to be looking at.
And Steve, you go back to the strong output for Dwayne Wade last season for the fourth time. In his career, he averaged over 20 points and 5 rebounds and 5 assists a game. Clark, one of only 4 players in the league last season to hit that mark.
And Kevin, he led all shooting guards in player efficiency rating for the 5th consecutive season. Some might argue, but the numbers speak truth. He's the best shooting guard in the game.
Well, Miami stormed through the regular season and were viewed as the clear-cut favorites to come out of the East, but it was not as easy as expected. After sweeping Milwaukee, the Bulls gave them a scare, then the Pacers really took them deep all the way to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Now here's Wade following the miss by Tony Parker. Wade kicks to Chalmers. Makes the lead pass. Here's Bosch, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Give it up for your Heat dancers.
And so it's San Antonio with it. Still looking for their first basket since the first quarter. Leonard kicks to Splitter. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And for the Heat, the Pacers were their first real test, it seemed, and they had to survive a win or go home against them. It almost seemed, Clark, to take away any momentum they might have had when they went up against the Spurs in the finals.
You know, it's interesting. When I think of momentum in the playoffs, it doesn't carry over from game to game or series to series. I think each game, Kevin, is really an entity in and of itself. That said, Miami found a way, despite being pushed by the Pacers and being pushed by the Spurs, both to Game 7. It came down to LeBron James's brilliance, but also the hot shooting of a complimentary role-playing winner, Shane Battier.
Now, here's Chalmers. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. 5 to shoot. Allen inside the three-point line. And that one hits back iron.
Well, they'll give him that shot. He doesn't have the most reliable jump shot in the world. We know that.
Leonard dishes to Splitter. They kick it out to Green. Pass to Leonard. Spurs passing it around. Here's Duncan. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, you talk about the sustained greatness for future Hall of Famer Tim Duncan. How about this number? 13. That's the number of consecutive seasons to begin his career in which Duncan was named All-NBA and All-Defensive Team. 6 more times than anyone else in league history. Enough said. End of story. First ballot Hall of Fame.
LeBron, he's checked in for Ray Allen. Going back to Duncan, probably more important to him than the individual accolades, Steve, have been the team successes during his time in San Antonio.
No doubt. I mean, Duncan is just a winner. He's gone to the finals now 14 years apart. First in 99 and then again in 2013. Pretty remarkable.
Now here's Parker after Dwayne Wade's miss. 1:11 left in the second quarter. Knocked loose. Here we go, one-on-one. LeBron outside. Goes back up. The shot by Wade, no good. San Antonio's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Leonard with the ball. He's picked up by LeBron. It's Parker with the drive. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Splitter, and it's good on the assist by Parker. And the Spurs lead by 2.
Good look. He'll make that one most of the time.
Here's Chalmers, using his post moves to get the 2 points. Chalmers has got his first basket of the night.
Nice soft touch to drop that one in.
29 seconds left here in the second. Parker outside. Green up on top. Leonard with the ball. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Green kicks to Parker. One second left, and he hits the jumper for 2. Parker's got 6. And a tight game here as we end the first half. It's San Antonio. They're up by 2. And it's time now for the Sprint Halftime Show with Damon Bruce. We'll be back shortly to get the second half underway.